Have you ever woken up from a dream so strange that for a few seconds, you couldn't even tell if it was real? Picture this. Your brain is lying in bed, your body completely still, but inside your head, it's like you're living in another world. And here's the weird part. Scientists have discovered that sometimes your brain is actually more active while you're dreaming than when you're awake. Think about that. The wildest, most chaotic, most unpredictable part of your life might be happening while you're asleep. And then there's the creepy stuff. People have reported dreaming about events before they actually happen. Imagine having a dream about meeting a stranger and then bumping into that exact person the next day, or solving a problem in your sleep that you couldn't figure out while awake. It sounds like science fiction, but it's real. Dreams are universal. Every single human being has them, yet most of us have no idea why. They can be terrifying, hilarious, or completely nonsensical. You can dream of flying through the sky one night and then wake up sweating from a nightmare the next. But what's going on in your mind while you're dreaming is so bizarre that even scientists still can't fully explain it. By the end of this video, you're going to see dreams in a way you've never thought about before, because they're not just random images flashing through your head. They might be windows into your emotions, your memories, your fears, maybe even your future. The psychology of dreams is far stranger and far more fascinating than you think. Dreams have always been a mystery. From the moment humans could tell stories, they've been fascinated and terrified by what happens when they close their eyes. Ancient civilizations believed dreams were messages from the gods, little windows into the future, or warnings of disaster. In some cultures, if you had a dream about death, people believed it meant a new life was about to begin. Others thought dreams were your spirit leaving your body and wandering into another realm. Fast forward thousands of years and we're still scratching our heads. Because here's the truth, scientists can't agree on exactly why we dream. We know dreams happen. We know everyone experiences them, even if they forget them in the morning. But the reason why, that's still up for debate. And here's where it gets weird. For something so universal, dreams are incredibly personal. Two people can fall asleep in the same room, at the same time, under the same conditions. And one might find themselves running from a monster while the other is calmly eating ice cream with their childhood friend. The brain doesn't follow a script. It creates entire worlds, out of nothing, for no clear reason. What makes dreams even stranger is how vivid they can feel. You've probably had that moment where you wake up and your heart is racing, your palms are sweating, and for a second, you're still convinced the dream was real. The brain can simulate fear, love, joy, even pain, without you ever leaving the safety of your bed. So here we are in the 21st century with brain scans, neuroscience, and all the tools of modern psychology. And yet we still don't have a solid answer. Are dreams random electrical signals firing in the brain? Are they our mind's way of working through problems? Or are they something deeper, something that science hasn't yet been able to measure? One thing is certain, dreams remain one of the strangest and most mysterious experiences of being human. And the more we try to explain them, the more bizarre they seem to become. So let's get into the science of dreaming. To understand why dreams feel so strange, we have to look at what's actually happening inside the brain when you fall asleep. Sleep isn't just one long stretch of unconsciousness. It's broken up into cycles, moving through different stages. The most important one for dreaming is called REM sleep, rapid eye movement. And it's exactly what it sounds like. During this stage, your eyes are darting around under your eyelids, as if you're watching something unfold in front of you. This is when the most vivid, emotional, and bizarre dreams happen. Now here's where it gets really interesting. While you're in REM sleep, certain parts of your brain switch on like fireworks. The amygdala, which controls your emotions, becomes super active. That's why dreams often feel intense, dramatic, and sometimes terrifying. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles logic and critical thinking, basically shuts down. That's why it seems perfectly normal in a dream to fly through the sky, have a conversation with a dog, or run into someone who's been dead for years. Your brain's logic filter is off, so anything goes. And your body? It's doing something just as strange. During REM sleep, your muscles are paralyzed, completely frozen. It's like your brain is putting the brakes on your body, making sure you don't physically act out your dreams. Without this natural paralysis, people could literally run, jump, or fight in their sleep, and in rare cases, that actually happens. So in a way, dreaming is like your brain running wild, creating entire realities while trapping your body in place. A theater of the mind where anything is possible, but you can't move a muscle. Scientists can track the patterns of REM sleep with brain scans and EEGs, but here's the catch. Even though we know when and how dreams occur, we still don't fully understand their purpose. Are they just the brain's random fireworks, or is there a deeper reason behind them? That question takes us straight into psychology. Now that we know when and how dreams happen, the big question is, what do they mean? Psychologists have been arguing about this for over a century, and the theories are just as strange as the dreams themselves. Let's start with Sigmund Freud. Freud believed that dreams were disguised wishes, secret desires we couldn't admit to ourselves when we were awake. To him, every dream had hidden symbols. For example, if you dreamed about losing your teeth, Freud might say it symbolized anxiety about control or power. To him, nothing in a dream was meaningless. Everything was a code. Modern psychology, though, is a little less mystical. Many researchers see dreams as the brain's way of sorting through memories, emotions, and experiences. Think of it like your mind's filing system. During the day, you take in endless information. At night, your brain has to process it all, decide what to keep, what to throw away, and what to connect to old memories. Dreams might just be the messy byproduct of that process. But here's the twist. Even if dreams are just memory processing, they can still feel deeply meaningful. People wake up inspired, disturbed, or even changed by a single dream, and that raises an unsettling question. Are dreams nonsense, or are they revealing parts of ourselves we can't see while awake? If the science and theories weren't weird enough, the actual experiences people have while dreaming are even stranger. Dreams can push the boundaries of reality in ways that almost feel supernatural. Take lucid dreaming, for example. This is when you become aware that you're dreaming while you're still inside the dream. Imagine realizing you're asleep, and instead of waking up, you decide to stay. And suddenly, you can control everything. You can fly, breathe underwater, visit impossible places, or even talk to people who only exist in your mind. Some people practice lucid dreaming like a skill, training themselves to take control of their dream worlds every night. Then there are recurring dreams. These are the ones that play on repeat, sometimes for years. Maybe you always dream about being late for a test you never studied for, or running through a hallway that never ends. Psychologists believe recurring dreams often point to unresolved emotions or situations in your waking life. Your brain's way of telling you, hey, you still haven't dealt with this. And of course, we can't forget nightmares. If dreams are supposed to help us process emotions, then nightmares are like the brain taking us on a stress test. They throw us into our deepest fears, from being chased to falling from great heights. But the weird part is that nightmares might actually serve a purpose. They can help us prepare for real dangers by letting us practice fear in a safe environment. But nightmares have an even darker cousin, sleep paralysis. This happens when your brain wakes up, but your body is still paralyzed from REM sleep. You're stuck, unable to move, often with the terrifying feeling that something or someone is in the room with you. People across cultures describe seeing shadowy figures, demons, or ghosts during sleep paralysis. Scientists say it's just the brain mixing dream imagery with reality. But when you're trapped in it, it feels anything but scientific. And then there are the stories that sound almost unbelievable. People solving real-world problems in their dreams. The chemist Dmitri Mendeleev dreamed of the periodic table. Paul McCartney famously heard the melody for Yesterday in a dream. Mathematicians, inventors, and artists throughout history have woken up with breakthroughs they couldn't reach while awake. So dreams aren't just bizarre, they're powerful. They can terrify us, inspire us, repeat endlessly until we pay attention, or give us ideas that change the world. It's almost as if our dreaming brain has access to a different version of ourselves, one that we can't fully reach when we're awake. So after all the strangeness, the flying, the nightmares, the sleep paralysis demons, Why do dreams actually matter? Are they just weird side effects of sleep, or do they serve a real purpose? One of the strongest ideas in psychology is that dreams help us process emotions. When something stressful happens during the day, your brain doesn't just let it go. Instead, it takes that emotional weight and plays it out in your dreams, almost like therapy while you're asleep. That's why people who go through trauma often report intense or recurring dreams. The mind is literally trying to work through what happened. But dreams don't just deal with fear and sadness. They also play a huge role in creativity. Artists, writers, musicians, even scientists have all drawn inspiration from their dreams. When you dream, your brain isn't limited by the rules of logic or reality, which makes it the perfect playground for imagination. It's like your mind is free to connect dots you'd never consider while awake. There's also evidence that dreaming strengthens memory. Think of it as your brain's nightly filing system. During REM sleep, the mind takes new experiences and links them to older ones, deciding what's important enough to keep. That's why studying before bed can actually help you remember things better. You're literally programming your brain while you dream. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Dreams might act as a kind of mental rehearsal. If you're nervous about a big test, a performance, or even a conversation, your dreams might simulate it for you. You wake up with your brain already trained, as if you practiced without realizing it. So far from being meaningless, dreams could be shaping who we are, helping us recover from pain, boosting our creativity, solidifying our memories, and even preparing us for challenges in the real world. In other words, your dreams aren't just random noise. They might be one of the most important things your brain does. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you want curious questions answered, have a look at some of our other videos.